How many times have we seen creators and influencers lose themselves, selling out, bending to the algorithm, becoming hollow reflections of the voices they used to be? I once made a video about Unit 731, the horrific experiments conducted by the Japanese military during World War II. It was heavy, disturbing, and honest. But YouTube didn't like it. It wasn't advertiser-friendly. The video didn't perform well, and that's okay, because the truth shouldn't have to be profitable to be told. But this is what happens when expression is shaped by monetization. They say we have freedom of speech, but only when the microphone is turned off. Growing up, I always felt different. Sure, I had friends, but deep down, I was always part of the social group. But I had questions about the universe. Questions that no one around me wanted to talk about. Who wants to sit around at recess discussing death and the afterlife? Because of that, I felt different. Like a puzzle piece, shaped just a little wrong. Still a part of the puzzle, but from an entirely different set. So I did what a lot of us do. I hid. I buried the existential dread. Tried to fit in. Tried to laugh at the jokes, say the right things, and play the part. Just so no one would see how lost I really felt inside. If you're watching this video right now, there's a good chance you were that kid too. The one who wanted to ask the deep questions. The one who wondered too much. But instead, you stayed quiet. You shielded who you really were, just to be accepted. If that's still you today, listen carefully. Stop living for other people's approval. Stop twisting yourself into someone else's mold. Yes, caring what others think is normal. It's human. But changing yourself just to be liked? That's not caring. That's surrender. You are not here to be a watered-down version of yourself. You'll enjoy your short, precious time on this floating rock so much more. If you choose to be real, raw, and unapologetically authentic. And if someone rejects you for that, they were never meant for you in the first place. Now, I know that sounds like a dream. Something easier said than done. And you're right. Because the hard truth is, we do need to be judged fairly. It's how society functions. We agree on laws. And when someone breaks them, they're judged. We share moral codes. And those who break them, they're often cast out. We're judged at work, in school, online, in our communities. And as harsh as it sounds, gossip, ostracism, these things can serve a purpose. In 2014, Stanford professor Rob Willer led a study on this exact idea. He looked at how gossip and ostracism affect the harmony of social groups. And you know what he found? Groups that allowed their members to gossip, that allowed them to call out underperforming or selfish individuals, functioned better. They cooperated more. They protected the vulnerable. They thrived. Strange, right? Because we always see gossip as toxic. We see ostracism as cruel. But in this study, it actually helped prevent bullying. It kept the selfish in check. It protected the people who couldn't protect themselves. Have you ever been in a group project and realized very quickly, there's one person who just... Have you ever been in a group project and there's that one person who just does nothing because they know the rest of the group will carry the weight? How does that make you feel? Now imagine, you could remove them from the group, then share your experience with others so they don't make the same mistake. It sounds harsh, but our fear of being ostracized, that deep, ancient fear, has a way of waking people up. Most of the time, it works. They reflect, they grow, and when they're given another chance, they actually try. This protects everyone, especially the vulnerable. Because when people are held accountable, they stop exploiting others just to coast. The researchers from that Stanford study concluded, exclusion often compels cooperation. It makes people want to do better. So yes, cooperation is vital. We need to play well with others. That's how societies thrive. But here's the catch. Being part of a group should never mean sacrificing your soul. We should never be so afraid of rejection that we silence the truth inside us. You're going to reach a point in life, maybe you already have, where you start questioning everything you were taught as a child. And that's not rebellion. That's growth. Don't cling to old beliefs just because they're familiar, or because you're afraid of what the people you grew up with will say. Yes, caring what others think is natural. But when it starts to control your decisions, when it robs you of your agency, that's when it becomes a prison. You're not just a background character in someone else's story. You are you, with thoughts, with dreams, with goals. Don't let the fear of being disliked keep you quiet. You want to drop out of school and chase comedy? You want to start a YouTube channel and speak your truth? You want to love someone from a different race, culture, or religion? And what's the question that always comes up? But what will people think? That question has stolen more dreams than failure ever has. It's a chain tied around your neck, keeping you from breathing freely. We're like circus elephants tied to a rope so long that we forget it can't even hold us anymore. We forget we're strong enough to break it because we've never dared to try. Ultimate freedom is the courage to be disliked, the boldness to stand your ground when the whole world is shifting beneath you, the bravery to speak up when silence is safer, to run when everyone else is standing still, to sit still when the crowd is sprinting. It's the courage to be unapologetically, radically, authentically you. The world tells you who to be, but you have to decide who you really are. Developing the courage to be disliked isn't easy, because remember, it's in our biology to care what people think. We evolved that way. To stray from the tribe used to mean death. So going against that instinct feels like danger. But here's the good news. You can do it. It starts with understanding something crucial. Everyone, just like you, is caught up in their own world, worried about their own flaws, their own image, their own insecurities. We walk around thinking the spotlight is on us, that everyone is staring, judging, condemning. But most of the time, they're not. They're too busy thinking everyone else is staring at them. And when people do speak out against you, when they mock, dismiss, or criticize, they're often projecting their pain onto you, trying to bring you down to feel better about themselves. Don't let them. You see, back then, in the age of early humans, only your immediate clan had the power to cast you out. It was a small circle. Today, that circle has turned into a mob. Because now, thanks to social media, anyone can judge you. Anyone can speak against you. And their words echo across the globe. But here's the thing. We're letting people into our heads. People we wouldn't even let past our front doors. If you wouldn't trust a stranger to walk through your home, why would you trust them to walk through your mind? And sometimes, the judgment doesn't come from strangers. Sometimes it comes from the people closest to us. Childhood friends, family, people we love. And that makes it hurt even more. But this is where you have to remember something vital. You're not trapped. You're not helpless. You don't need their approval to live your life. The fear of rejection that once meant death, it's obsolete now. You have the tools, the knowledge, the strength to survive and thrive, even if you walk alone.